A warm welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Today we're doing a very simple video, or there's a simple purpose to this video, and that's to try and get our head around the various functional uses of Bilt Hamber Phat Neut, which is a multi-mode rinseless. So it's effectively a rinseless wash, but it has different uses, different functions, and different concentration ratios. And when you first get the product, you've got to get your head around that, and that's what I've just been spending 5 minutes reading it to try and understand how I go about using it. And the most simple way is to break it down into 3 functions essentially, although there is 4, but let's just stick with 3. The first thing is, when you get this product, you're going to want to wash your car with it, okay? So function 1 is like the traditional bucket wash, rinseless wash method, where you mix it out in a bucket, you clean your car with kind of wash media, and away you go. So you get the idea. In here, I've got 10 litres of warm water, and I've got a sponge, the BRS, the Optimum Big Red Sponge, and I've got a wash mitt, which is the Geon microfiber wash mitt. So I've got 2 different types of wash media. Very simple. So if you're going to use it in this bucketless bucket wash method, you mix it out between 1 to 250 and 1 to 200, which is around 40 ml in a bucket to 10 litres of warm water, or up to 50 ml. So you've got a bit of a range there. That's quite simple. I can get my head around that, and we're going to mix it out. So I just pay attention to this video, because we're going to cover all this. So let's just look at the instructions for this rinseless wash with medium soiling. I'll overlay you this. So the first thing is, on the instructions, always shake this bottle well before use for 10 seconds, and then mix it vigorously for 20 seconds. So it needs to be mixed, this product. That's written in bold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I've done this already. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's well mixed. So we take off the lid. For anyone watching, what does the product smell like? It smells like lemon sherbet to me. It must be scented, because it's quite a pleasant smell. Let's dose it out. So it's quite syrupy. It's quite, well, let's get it closer to the camera. It's not really syrupy, but it's got quite a thicker viscosity to it than water, but still quite loose. So that's 30 ml in there, and another 10 ml. So I should really use a slightly bigger dosing thing, would be easier. I've got one, but that will allow me to do it quite accurate. So that's gone in there. And let's just take that off. We can use that as a mixing stick. And it says mix it vigorously, so it doesn't help having these in here. I'll just plonk these out the way for a second. It's going to make loads of mess. Just mix it vigorously, like they say. So I've got all the grit guards in there. Swirl it all round, slosh it all up. Just make sure it's all distributed in your bucket. I suppose probably you could do that before you put the grit guards in, or afterwards. That's good enough for me. That's mixed up now. So there we go. We are ready to use this particular product. Put those back in there. That's function number 1. Pretty easy to get your head round, I think. Function number 2, pre-wash. Okay, so I'll overlay this as well. Pre-wash, heavy soiling. So mix it out at 2 to 4%, or 1 to 50 to 125 in a pump sprayer or trigger pressure, or trigger sprayer, sorry, full stop. And it can be used for pressure washer applications, around to 1 to 4% PIR. So effectively, if you want to pre-wash this, these pump sprayers, I think, rather than pump foamers, this is not a foaming product. There's no foaming to this at all. So I think a pump sprayer like this IK, it's an IK sprayer, I think. I can't remember what it's called, 1.5 or something. So 1 to 50 to 125. I think I'd go closer to 150 to try and juice a bit more out of the product, you know. So 20 ml to a litre would be how you mix that out. So I've got 1.5 litres there, I believe. Yeah, 1.5 litres. So I would use 30 ml. So let's just dose that out while you're there. Let's do this. This has all been shaken vigorously, you know. So yeah, it seems reasonably easy to dose out. I just want to show you that chemical, little bit of foaminess on the top there. Interesting. I always like looking at this stuff. Looking at it. Yeah. And that will go in there. So you could mix that out. And again, you probably want to shake all that up and mix it all up properly. Give that a really good shake. And then there you go. You've got pre-wash. 1 to 4% PIR in a snow foam lance. What is that? Well, 1% in my system is typically around 130 ml to 870 ml. So 130 ml product to 870 ml water. So you work up from there. 2% would be around about 250 ml to 750, and then 4% would be close to 50-50. So you can work out your PIR, and you know that's something you should do whenever you get a new snow foam lance. Work out your PIR and know where you are, and then you can backtrack, and then it becomes second nature. But yeah, it can be a little bit confusing at first, all that whole PIR thing. The third use, and I call this ad hoc use. Okay, they call it light duty hard surface cleaning. You could argue that they could have really condensed that into just the normal rinseless wash function, because essentially this is sort of like for wiping over a panel. You might have a bit of bird poo on there, or some insect droppings or something, you know, you might, or some dust, and you just want to use a rinseless without doing a full wash of your car, and you just wash over it. You know, you get the idea. So 1 to 200, which is similar to the ratio up here. But you can put it in a trigger sprayer at 1 to 200, 0.5% PIR, shake it all vigorously again. Wet the surface with the trigger sprayer or microfiber towel, so you could mix some out in a little bucket if you felt that was more appropriate. You know, wipe it all off and then dry it, etc., etc. There's another key feature about this product that we won't cover in this, that it's got a dry on function, that it actually, as this product dries, I'm going to explore this later on because it's interesting. Apparently its cleaning power increases. Well, it does more cleaning as it dries, which is I've never heard of that before, which is pretty cool. So 1 to 200 is about 5 ml to a litre in your thingy. Well, I think it's exactly right. So you can mix that up and almost have that like a bit like a quick detailer, cleaner quick detailer function. Although this product does not contain anything that stays behind, you know what I mean? It's purely a cleaning product in my understanding of it, and it's all hot off the press to me as well, so I'm trying to get my head around it. The purpose of this video was not to go through and show you this product. We're going to do that, but the purpose of this video is just how to get your head around using it. So bucket wash function, we know that. Pre-wash function, ad hoc, you know, spray wipe type function. There's one other thing that I think is really worth mentioning as well. There are other uses here. You can use it as 1 to 10 in a pump sprayer for wheel cleaning, or 4%, so it's a stronger concentration, 125 for insect and bird droppings. Well, there's only so many bottles you're going to want to mix out with this, and I always have a bottle of rinseless mixed out at that sort of usage ratio, that the wash ratio, so I would always want some there. Then if I'm using it for bird droppings, I would use this ratio that I use for pre-wash, and I'd try and align the two, 1 to 25. You can go up to 1 to 25 here, but I would try and align the two, or I would personally maybe go off piste and test it at 1 to 50 for that function, because it will probably work. And it just means I don't have to have two mixed out for that, so I can have 3. The problem here is the wheel cleaner function, 1 to 10, so that would require me to have another one mixed out at 10%, which I'm less likely to do. So it's making me ask the question, how good is it as a wheel cleaner? Because I have Surfex HD mixed out at 1 to 10, and that's a phenomenal wheel cleaner. So is this rinseless a better wheel cleaner? Normally I would say not a chance, never, not a chance. I haven't used this yet though, and these Bilt Hamber products can surprise me, especially with their cleaning power. So I don't want to have another thing mixed out at 1 to 10 for cleaning wheels. It's very unlikely it's going to be better than Surfex HD, even no matter how good this is. But It may be. Anyway, I'm just telling you what's going through my head. So if you want to use it, have some as a wheel cleaner mixed out as well, it could be 1 to 10. So you could have 4 things rather than 3, although you're not going to have the bucket mixed out. There's something very important with regards to mixing with this particular product, and we should cover it here as well. It's written somewhere in these instructions. Where is it? Right here, this last thing here. Use dilutions from 1 to 250 to 1 to 100 immediately. So basically, if you mix this out at those ratios, you have to use it immediately, that is a bit of a problem for me in terms of keeping some ready, okay? If you've got it at higher ratios, like in that pre-sprayer thing, or as a wheel cleaner, you can keep it stored for 2 weeks, but shake them well. Don't store it for more than 2 weeks is basically what it's saying. You can read it there. Yeah. And then shake them well before use. Okay, so there's a lot of emphasis on the shake. So this product needs to be dispersed well before use. And they'll be saying that for a reason. So I'm always going to try and bear that in mind when I'm using these. But yeah, so you have to use this immediately. And that I'd have to use immediately as well, which is a downside because say if you get bird droppings on there, it would mean you've got to mix some out and use it rather than store it. So you couldn't store that according to the label at 1 to 200. There you go, guys. That is a guide to mixing out Phat Neut. This is hot off the press for me. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to film a whole series of videos on this because I'm a bit excited and I'm interested to explore it. There's a lot of possibility with this product. If it cleans really well, if it cleans really well, imagine if it's a really good wheel cleaner. Imagine if it is a superior cleaner and a good cleaner of the body panels. Imagine if it is actually a good pre-wash, because rinseless, you've heard me say it before, it's not a good pre-wash in my opinion. Rinseless washes are good, like in the summer, like for this car probably looks mint to you. It's really not clean at all. It's ideal for a rinseless wash. It's really, I don't think this will get the wheels clean. These wheels are properly bad. You know, look at that. I don't think it's going to be able to tackle that, but I'd rather try it on really dirty wheels and see its limitations than just try it on the Porsche where they're all protected and there's just a bit of dust on it and even water would clean it off. So yeah, I mean, I want to see how well it does on that. But this product, if it really does clean well, it does everything. Pre-washing, contact washing, ad hoc detailer function cleaning and wheel cleaning. The reality is it might mean you've only got one product there that actually is really effective, maybe possibly superior to what's out there before. Here's the biggest question. This chemical, great, it's thick. It's thick stuff. It's drying actually. That's what it is. It's drying on my fingers. What was I saying? This chemical, for me, is competing with its own products because at the moment, I essentially use touchless a bit this way. I pre-wash with touchless. I contact wash with touchless. I clean my wheels with touchless and a bit of Surfex, but I can clean the wheels with touchless. I don't tend to use touchless as an engine bay degreaser, but I'm sure you probably could. You know, this Phat Neut is competing with Bilt Hamber products. There's some things that are going on in my head that I'll be exploring later on, that it doesn't foam. So the fact this product doesn't foam means that like the user experience is different, and that's a problem because people are expecting foam. It's like if you use you're washing up plates and you put your dish, you know, your dish soap in there, whatever it's called, your fairy liquids. If it doesn't foam up, people don't think it's working well. And I think that's a problem that no foaming products will always still, even to this day with a more educated market, will face. Because say your average car wash that's churning through 30 cars a day, all driving in and washing their car. Say this chemical was really good for them and it really did an amazing job and it was cost effective and time effective and just simple and worked. The fact it doesn't foam, a lot of our customers would see them washing a car and think, hang on a minute, they're just using water, or it shouldn't be like that. So that's a problem that all rinseless washes face. The user experience without the foam is something which people aren't expecting, and kind of like the wider market almost rejects and wants that clean foam, that rinsing and that squeaky clean panel thing going on, whereas they're not quite like this. They're not, rinselesses aren't, they don't have that really powerful emulsification capability, which, you know, you feel it on your hands when you had your hands in a bucket of car shampoo. You know, they're all clean and degreased, because it's like if you washed your hands with rinseless, it would feel different to washing your hand with surfactants, that, you know, rinsing your hands off and they're all squeaky clean. It's a different thing, different kind of platform, if you like, chemical platform. There we go. I didn't want to talk too much in this video. This is all about mixing this out. When you watch this, have you used Phat Neut? Are you excited by Phat Neut? What does Phat Neut mean? I don't know. I've got a feeling it's got something to do with neutral. The phantom neutral, the phantom neutron. I've been trying to think out why it's called Phat Neut. I like the name. I like the name. You know, you're certainly not going to forget it. Thanks for watching. See you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe. Loads of content coming soon. I'm going to go right on now and have a look at this, and I'll shoot on my phone as well how well this can clean this wheel following these instructions for wheel cleaning. See you later.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?